Hey everyone, today we're gonna have a look at another affordable fountain pen, the Platinum Preppy. Platinum is one of the big three Japanese fountain pen makers. They've been in the business since 1919. Preppy was introduced in 2007. During the 18 years since its introduction, they've changed the design a bit, but it remains the same pen. It's fully made out of mostly transparent and colored transparent plastic, save the nib, which is stainless steel. On the top of the cap we see the marking of the nib size, as well as seams from the injection molding process, and this top piece all continues as the clip for the pen, which sort of looks cheap as the rest of the pen, but it's surprisingly useful. Underneath the top part with the clip we also see this spring-loaded cap seal, and then the cap continues with a slight taper towards the body, and then on the body we see the marking for the nib size, so F for fine, and they call it 0.3, and there is another marking for the manufacturer and the pen model, and this is indeed a fountain pen made in Japan. The pen body is rounded and inside it has octagonal shape, and at the end of the pen we just see another injection molding mark with no finial. On the other side of the pen body we also see this hex code and the technical name of the model. The cap uncaps with a little bit of force and with a very strong click. We also see the spring-loaded cap liner working as we cap and uncap the pen. And this sealing mechanism works extremely well in my experience. Underneath the cap we see this transparent section and a solid colored feed, and of course the nib, which is pretty small, made out of stainless steel, and it has a plastic feed. You can pull out the nib and the inner feed, but there aren't really any nibs to swap, so unless you need to clean the feed, I see no reason to do that. The section is quite comfortable thanks to being quite wide. It starts at about 10 millimeters and then continues up to 10.5 millimeters. Unscrewing the pen body reveals this platinum cartridge. What I like about platinum cartridges is that they have a metal ball inside, which helps you agitate the ink. One issue that I have with the capping mechanism is that you can actually start unscrewing the pen body from the section as you are uncapping the pen. So if you have your pen capped, you can freely rotate the pen just fine, but as soon as you start pulling the cap, and then if you manage to twist the pen a little bit, you can actually start unscrewing this. This happens to me more often than I would like to admit. For me it's the biggest annoyance with this pen. Now let's look at some size comparisons. The pen measures 138.5 millimeters when capped, which makes it slightly shorter than a Lamy Safari and slightly longer than a Pilot Kekuno. Uncapped, the pen is 122 millimeters long, which makes it comfortable to use even for people with bigger hands like me. Preppy also posts quite well, measuring only 153 millimeters. I would say it's the best poster out of all of these three pens. Now it's time for a writing sample. So the pen I'm using is Platinum Preppy. The nib is 0.3 in Preppy sizing, which means fine, and the ink I'm using is Pilot Zuairo Black. This is a very dark, well-flowing pigmented ink. I like using pigmented inks in my preppies because of that awesome cap seal. I will also include a 0.2 EF The extra fine nib is really truly a Japanese extra fine, which is not my preference, so I'll continue using the fine nib for the rest of the writing sample. But if you are interested in extra fine nibs, then Preppy with a 0.2 nib is a good choice. Let's check the wetness. It's okay, not the wettest nib out there for sure. Regarding skipping, no issues there. And for hard starts, absolutely no issues with hard starts. Regarding flex, it's a typical stiff steel nib. And for reverse writing, it's actually fully usable, and you get this extra fine line as you would get normally out of the extra fine nib. Overall, the Preppy provides a pretty amazing writing experience, especially for the price. But even if we don't look at the price, the nib writes without any issues. It just has a little bit of pleasant feedback. Even the extra fine nib is pretty great to use. The pen is comfortable to use, both post-it and unpost-it, and the section is wide enough to be comfortable even during longer writing sessions. Overall, I don't have that much to add. It's a great fountain pen, especially for $7, and I think it's the ideal fountain pen for someone looking to get into fountain pens, or to buy as a gift for someone who you want to get into fountain pens. It writes very well, it's comfortable to use, and yes, it looks a bit cheap, but the design is not extravagant in any way. If you don't have one, or you know someone who's looking to get into fountain pens, then this is really highly recommended. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.